Okay.
Yes.
I will not fear to look within today. Within me is eternal innocence because it is God's will that it be there forever and forever. I, his son, whose will is limitless as is his own, can will no change in this. For to deny my Father's will is to deny my own. To look within is but to find my will as God created it and as it is. I fear to look within because I think I made another will that is not true and made it real. Yet it has no effects. Within me is the holiness of God. Within me is the memory of Him. The step I take today, my Father, is my sure release from idle dreams of sin. Your altar stands serene and undefiled. It is the holy altar to myself, and there I find my true identity.
That's a great lesson to start with. So it's like it didn't happen. It really did not happen. Like what you thought happened did not happen. That's the main message too. It's like you don't have to be afraid to look within. God didn't change his mind about you. So that still continues. It's still the same. And that's total comfort. It did not have any effect, whatever you thought was so important for a moment, of whatever you thought that you did what you shouldn't have done, or whatever. Like, no, here's total comfort for you, and it's like nothing changed. You're still as God created you. That's here. You're safe. You're good. You're good. You can trust. You can trust what's going on here. It has nothing to do with your ideas about it, but this has to do about what is really happening. And that are two different things most of the time. So, yeah, this is what you see. So, today we have Expanding the Holy Instant coming up, like episode 202 and 203, something, 201 or 202. I don't know exactly. I have the right ones ready to go, but it's more like we're talking here about expanding the holy instant. And the holy instant is that moment in which you put down your judgments, in which you put down your concerns. The practice that we do. So that leads to new discoveries for you. You see that actually some happenings are occurring in which you recognize this is different. I have a different role that I fulfill, or I feel different about myself. And the beauty of that is that is exactly what's happening and what's going to be used in a certain sense to let you come to, in fact, a flow in that. Seeing that your will and God's will are one, but completely trusting that and inspiring you what to do, how to give yourself away, how to connect with others, how to heal, how to raise the dead, how to whatever needs to be happening here within the setup of a dream. Because we're still talking about a dream, in fact, even though you start to see that the dream becomes lucid and becomes illumined, it becomes enlightened by new input, by literally new experiences that are coming to you. And this is a bit what what Master Teacher will share today too, and referring very strongly or emphasizing very strongly that you have seen the pain of your brother. That's why you're here. And you did go beyond that too. It's like you have discovered already more. You have been introduced to light and love. You have been introduced to ideas of release of defenses, release of self-definition. And so this opens new ways and new experiences. Like this is just the beginning. Like now things are opening up instead of, okay, first you hold it all back and you contain yourself. And now that has opened up. Like you can't contain yourself. You don't know what's the best for everyone. You don't know what's supposed to happen. You cannot really analyze or evaluate it in a way that makes any kind of sense. So you are dependent more and more. This is the most essential part. It's like you recognize your total dependence on God, on your Creator, on that what is, that says that this is my beloved Son, in whom I'm well pleased. No matter what you do, what you thought you did not influence that at all. So this is still the same story, and it's still present here now, in you being present in that. Otherwise you miss it. If you are distracted by your thoughts that something went wrong and you need to take action, and you set up a plan to make that work, or you're not sure if you can trust that, what is given you, then it's like it goes, like it's invited by yourself, this experience. It is invited by yourself. If you want it, it can be given. If you're not sure, then it cannot be given. And this becomes very obvious. And this is the resistance that you feel to receive this, for instance. It can be a resistance that you feel. And that's why that doesn't come. So it's like it doesn't come against your will. You just are confused about your will, because the will that you think resists this is not really your own will. Your will is one with God. So the healing process that is taking place is exactly there. And say undoing of the confusion about what God's will is. Thinking that you need to control that or evaluate that or manipulate that in certain ways that you think is actually better. And of course it isn't. It sounds so silly if I say it like this, but still you're not convinced. That's why you do it. So this is the process of coming to the recognition that my will and my Father's will are one. I commend my spirit into the hands of God. Like, here I am. Show me what to do, where to go, what to say, and all this, like spirit guidance. Okay, so this is in fact, a very practical talk that Master Teacher does, because he brings you into the idea of the healer that you are, that what recognizes the light and is dedicated to bring that here in your experience by being open for it. See, being a so-called healer is not doing things, but being willing to allow totality to be shown to you, to allow wholeness to be shown to you. It doesn't know of broken bodies. It doesn't know of broken hearts. It doesn't know of split minds. No, it just recognizes itself. So this is the healer part of you. And anything that is temporarily in the way can only be a distraction of what you actually know about yourself, can only be like a moment of unconscious behavior in which you're tempted to think something else or literally go for a detour into fear. And then when you're scared enough, you return back and say like, okay, that's not it either. Now I'll come back here. Now I can suddenly love again. Now my heart is open and I can feel. And before that, that was gone. I could not do that. Why would I hold a grievance? The world is not real. I say to you, give up your self-association. Give. Give yourself away. Give away. Don't possess. Don't hold on. And you wake up and be in heaven. And it will be heaven that you never left. So look at this. Why would you hold a grievance? Like you literally hold a grievance. You hold it. You possess it. Or it possesses you. The world is not real. So why would you want to hold on to it? You really think there was an occurrence there? No, there was not an occurrence there. I say to you, give up your self-association. Don't associate yourself with the occurrences that are taking place. But give. Give yourself away. Don't possess. Don't hold on. And you wake up and be in heaven. And it will be heaven that you never left. It is a real call, this, what is shared, like it's a real call to... you can say forgive, but that's a bit of a silly word here. It's like recognizing what is true makes it clear that there's nothing to forgive. We saw this this afternoon too, or this couple of hours ago. It's like this is a bit of a different story. The grievance that I hold on to, I actively do to deny the perfection of what, for instance, my brother is. I use it actively against my brother. So the only thing I need to do is to drop it, to let it go and recognize what is truly going on. It's like being open to receive what is actually going on. And you can only receive that when this grievance that you just held on to is gone. So you can say that is forgiveness, and that's fine. But it's more like the there's a shift in the experience of yourself. And this is what that is about, because we're talking about holy instant. It brings you into a holy instant if you recognize that you don't have to hold on to the grievance, that you don't have to use it against your brother, that you don't have a point, so to speak. You don't have a point. Let it go. So in order for you to be present now, you might as well do that, because the grievance that you build up was an unconscious moment for yourself. It was like you did something not consciously. You didn't see your brother. That's why you have a grievance. You didn't see it. You didn't take time to let your brother show you who he is. No, you already had an idea. Whether this person is present with you or not, it doesn't even matter. It's like this is all happening in your mind. Suddenly you recognize, I'm holding on to this. And now I can make that real for myself and create a world of war. Or I let go of it and see that there's nothing lost by doing so. There's only a gain, and that is this, is that I suddenly find myself in a state of peace, where that goes, in fact, as in an holy instant, feeling my connectedness with everything. And that is absolute beauty. It's like that's given to me in every situation. In fact, if I let go of my grievance, that can show itself. But this was a beautiful expression. I love it. So give yourself away. Give yourself away. Like, don't defend yourself. Give yourself away. Give it away. Don't possess. Don't hold on. Some of you guys are really making some moves here. I'd like to authenticate that for you. Don't pinch yourself down. Get out of yourself for a minute. Drop your practice. Quit it altogether. Come on home. So this is really the invitation of Master Teacher for an experience. Yeah, not to, even in your spiritual practice, not to be distracted by your method, there's no method, but not by your technique, by your practice, no, just go for this experience and choose for that to come to you, but also stay with it. Don't let yourself be distracted by anything else. Like, here's an opportunity to have a deep experience of connectedness, of something can be revealed to you here. Oneness, wholeness, perfection, beauty, innocence, in a way that you cannot think of, literally. It is a total secret that's going to be revealed to you. Now, hold on. Hold on in the sense of, why not just give yourself completely away and let yourself go into this experience. Drop your practice. Quit it altogether. Come on home. There's no such thing as practice. Everything is real each time you declare it. I know your necessities to serve man. That's why you're with me. I know your compassion of the pain you feel for your brother. I know your need to be a healer. I'm just encouraging you to understand that you are whole, healed, and by that declaration you become a real healer. There's no such thing as a practice, but everything is real each time you declare it. I know your necessities to serve man. That's why you're with me. I know your compassion of the pain you feel for your brother. I know you need to be a healer. I'm just encouraging you to understand that you are whole and healed, and by that declaration you become a real healer. What you'll notice is that the texture of your consciousness is different. See, it's a different feeling. You have a different association with your thoughts. In the Course, Jesus describes this. The way you can tell is that it's all new to you. It's a different kind of you. Not in your form associations, but rather simply in the way your mind now activates. It becomes whole. You had a calling, you answered, and that's why you're here. That's why we practice spiritual healing. That's why we practice miracles healing. That's why we go deeper into all these subjects. That's literally why you're here. So that's so beautiful to see that's coming around now in everything. Like, it becomes a total story, even that. Now the specific parts, because in classes like these you are here, you're present, you're like, oh yeah, wait a minute, we're doing this now, and that's wonderful. But then there's other events too that you participate in, and then it is like that is so-called your human life, or however you experience that. Of course, that's not just a human life. It is more like, no, you're still walking around in presence. You're walking around in a dream, and you're actually aware of it, that you're dreaming. And that is pretty amazing. Now, that doesn't mean that you're completely out of it in an awakened state, so to speak, but you are at least aware that this is a dream most of the time, and you forget it sometimes, and then you get stuck in situations and think, like I shared this afternoon too, is like you can get stuck, for instance, in an idea of evaluating your relationships and spend a lot of time, years and years and years, doing that. Or whatever it is for you. Like, there's a specific part, you could call it a blind spot, consciousness, subconscious blind spot, where everything seems to be turning around. Like everything else is doing just fine, but just this one thing is keep coming back to me and returning. It's coming back, it's coming back, it's coming back. And I don't know how to get out of it. I don't know how to release this, how to see this differently. Like I'm still caught up in it. So these situations you have too. Now what are you doing there? Like you can't avoid these situations because in fact everything needs to be brought home. So there is no exception to the love of God. If you don't see it or don't apply it or don't let it come to you, then you miss it. The situation will return again. And this is the healing process that we're going through. Being aware of situations, being aware that you're actually doing the same thing over and over, but not knowing how to get out of that is a major thing that can keep you busy, that takes a lot of energy for nothing, and you actually feel and know that too, but still you don't stop, but you repeat it again because you didn't pick it up. It's like there's no one to blame in the story. It's more like you will come to know that, and because now is the time. Suddenly it is the time that you realize what is actually going on. Suddenly, like it is unveiled, and suddenly you can see the situation for what it is. And in that, everything falls into place. Now that is the offering. And that's why Master Teacher drags you in all kinds of situations, in all kinds of emotions. It triggers, in fact, like all these situations, all these specific occurrences. He triggers, if there's anything to trigger in you, well, he would touch a lot of it, just because he tells you about where he finds himself, what ideas come to him in that same in the same talks. Like that is perfectly orchestrated, because he's just expanding that. He's just giving that to us completely clear, like with no personal involvement, with no other motive than to give it away. And that is really powerful. So this is the same for you, and it's what we read in the first couple of slides. It's like, don't hold on to a grievance. No, give. Like the normal response to any situation would be, how can I give in this situation? That's going to be your inspiration. Like, how can I give to this situation? I'm completely stuck here, but how can I give in this situation? Instead of turning around, walking away in separation and thinking, well, there I go again. Like, no. You stand still and you say, like, how can I give in this situation? Because every situation that seems to be lacking something, guess what? You were the one not giving to it. Nothing else happened. So that gives plenty of opportunities on a daily basis. Plenty of opportunities. So that's really lovely. So
all equal in time. Of course not. That's what's called the circle of atonement. We need each other with a declaration through forgiveness of where we are in our mind associations. I have no grievances. Why would I hold a grievance? The world is not real. I say to you, give up your self-association. Give. Give yourself away. Give away. Don't possess. Don't hold on. And you'll wake up and be in heaven. And it'll be a heaven that you never left. That's better. Boy, some of you guys are really making some moves here. I'd like to authenticate that for you. Don't pinch yourself down. Get out of yourself for a minute. Drop your practice. Quit it altogether. Come on home. There's no such thing as practice. Everything is real each time you declare it. I know your necessities to serve man. That's why you're with me. I know your compassion of the pain you feel for your brother. I know your need to be a healer. I'm just encouraging you to understand that you are whole healed. And by that declaration, you become a real healer. I know your passions of need to help the plight of the sick and the dying. I understand it perfectly well. That's why you got me. The frustrations of your inability to do that are now obsessing you. You're searching around for a solution to this, and there isn't any. Be thankful there's no solution here. If something were really sick and you could cure it, you'd have a very serious problem. Whew, don't talk about it. You listen to me now. I'm going to have a little quiet time now. We started our quiet time at 9 o'clock, and it's now 11, and we haven't succeeded in being quiet yet. Listen, the reason that I do this is I want to bring you into a reconceptual association utilizing this energy rather than having you simply have experiences here and not integrate yourself. If I don't do that, you'll take this energy, this Shakti, and you'll bring it back down into the practice of your own self, utilizing this power in limitation. That's called magic. Okay? There are consciousnesses that constantly come to me and go out reformed in their own minds, and they become very successful. And they use it. Very few people hate me. I'm only teaching love anyway. They decide they don't want this, but they're very willing to take the part of that they're willing to hear out into the world. Is that okay with me? Well, what do I care? But don't tell me it's real, and don't tell me that you're going to succeed in dying, because you're not. But use me. Will I use your energy out there? Of course. Okay? I'll use the energy of your reassociation to the full advantage of the whole universe. You're the one that's made the decision to use your own energy to die. You can do that if you want to. But you won't make yourself real. I'll just be gone. Will you still be here? No. You maintain that you are, but that won't mean anything to reality. You'll simply remain asleep in your own constructed dream. Come on, guys. This is a process of the waking up of your mind. If you can get a hold of the idea that you've constructed the world and that you're not really communicating at all, it's like I'm punching my way through your shell here. You keep wanting to re-identify with what's out there. That's not out there. There's nothing out there. An idea never leaves its source. Nothing has ever left you. You're just contained. You're spinning around inside there, and I'm knocking on your thing. Come on out. Come on out now. Stop dreaming your dream of death. Chapter 21. You're the dreamer of the dream. Don't dream this dream anymore. It's futile. You ought to be able to look around and see that you're doing the same things over and over again. There is no escape from the world as you've constructed it, literally. You've designed yourself not to get out. That's okay. Perhaps we'll have field of dreams. That would be nice, because this is the new dream that you're dreaming. You're all going to go out now. You're going to walk into the corn. Of course, walking into the corn only takes you into sort of an astral space-time association. Perhaps it's better than this. Perhaps Iowa really is heaven. Huh? If Iowa isn't, where is it? Gently now. We'll leave the tape on through a little of this and let some of this energy get onto this tape. That's a pretty good talk this morning. I never know what I'm going to say, but that isn't too bad. This is my favorite memory. Doubtful becoming doubtless. I teach you a guy. Welcome home, teacher. See you again. See me. You quit fooling around. That's an order I got for you. Start getting into this instead of this. I'm always right when I give specific orders, teacher. You must have told me to tell you that. It's important that you look at it. Otherwise, you're ready. You've been fooling around. So you got too much energy in here and you're fooling around with it. You don't want to do that. The only one you can hurt is you. But this too. This has got to kick it in. It keeps going down into here. And that's okay. I mean, if you got, there's no reason for you to do that. I'm going to take care of something for you just for a second. There. There, that'll be fine. See? There. Let it hang out. Hey, Jake. Come on back, Jake. Got a job for you. Probably some of you guys are reaching here. There you go. It's okay. It's all right. It's okay. All right. Come on home. What the heck you got to lose? You're coming along. You better come see me. Yeah, I know it. You guys are. Is this really happening to me? Yes, this is really happening to you. You're getting ready too, teacher. Oh. 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 Oh, it's so nice to be with you guys. What a relief. Oh, look at this. One of these days, you're coming. You'll be all right. Give it up. Hang out. I get a little grievance. Look at this. Don't grieve. Quit grieving. You're in your own mind. I need you. Good. Good. Doubtless, what are we going to do here with this? There was a click in time, and everybody started going out of it. Let me see you guys. Oh. Look out. See, that's very noticeable, teacher. That's it's called whole face, we call that. Face on. If Jesus calls it face on. It's a new capacity to look rather than shield. See, you're doing it too. Face on. It's a form of purgated innocence. You become innocent. You say, the hell with it. I mean, it's okay. Jesus teaches it as non-guilt, but boy, when you got it, it's like, that's okay. Then you learn to be a little discreet with it because you become very penetrating. As you look, you'll learn to shield in the supermarkets. We'll show you all this because this is part of your training. This is what they call the Master's Academy, and this is part of what we're doing to show you this. What you'll notice is that the texture of your consciousness is different. See? It's a different feeling. You have a different association with your thoughts. In the Course, Jesus describes this. The way you can tell is it's it's all new to you. It's a different kind of you. Not in your form associations, but rather simply in the way your mind now activates. It becomes, oh, hi teacher. Dear, nice to see you. You see? If you persist in this, will you go to light? Yes. Yes. Is it possible at this depth for you to flash out? Jesus calls it go to brightness. Oh yeah. It's very possible for you to do that, certainly. If you do that, and when you've done that, except in divine associations, you're just written out of the script. You no longer were, you're just gone. All right? When you come in the manner that you're coming, you're being used as a vehicle of communication. Jesus says in the Course, it would be unfair of us to provide you with a mechanism of atonement without allowing your own teaching devices. You wouldn't be with me if you weren't healers. Listen to me. Healing and teaching are the same thing. Your instructions from the time of your, what you would call early maturation, were to be healers. I know you guys. You can call that messianic complex if you want to. But a lot of you have always wanted to be healers. That's why you're with me. You've wanted to save the world. I know you. Okay? What's happened to you? You said you wanted to save the world. What's going to happen to you? You're going to save it. Of course. Of course. You might have identified it separately when you were 12 years old and formed the disciples around you, or felt that you wanted to go to church and look at the stained glass windows and wondered why other people didn't feel how you felt when you went into the icons of the church, and how you liked the smell of it, and how you thought you might be a nun, or how you thought come on, I know you guys. All of those things you've already done. It wasn't necessary for you to do them again. You've tried that. You've tried to withdraw and you've tried to participate. You've climbed mountains and gone down into valleys. You've charged up hills attacking the enemy, and you've defended yourself, and you've resigned yourself, and you've killed yourself, and you've glorified yourself, and still you've been you, and now suddenly the whole you is emerging. Be happy about that. Be very happy. Be happy. If I were you, I'd be very grateful for what's happening to you. I would look back and say, I don't want this. Let Babylon burn, you guys. You've come, the line is getting real straight for you now. Straight the way and narrow the gate. Okay. Don't hide your light under a bushel. Let it start to show. Okay. I'm doing Christian vernacular here. But that way now is straight to you. You can see it. In the Course, Jesus says the road will get real straight. You've decided. It gets narrower and narrower. It's called the razor's edge, we used to call it. You find yourself like this. You may glance back very occasionally, but it's getting too straight. What? You become one-eyed. This is what you want to do. This is what you want to do. You'll be distracted and you'll come right back onto it. Don't turn around. Okay, let Babylon burn. Some lovely sentences in the spiritual thing. I mean, you've climbed out through the top of the roof. Let your possessions be. Don't go back down into the burning building. Let it alone. You'll turn to salt, and your salt will have lost its savor. And what good is that going to do you? Okay, you are the salt of the earth. This is Lot's wife, isn't it? When she's leaving Babylon, she looks back and whoppo. If Babylon is, you built the wall around Babylon, and you have been babbling in your attempts to reach God, which of course you can't. And now let's let the walls come a-tumbling down, all right? Or Jericho. Joshua fit the battle of Jericho. 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 Jericho, Joshua did the battle of Jericho, and the walls came tumbling down. Guys are Christians. Whoever thought Christians would get this? I don't mean the Jesus Christ, but I mean the kind of. Well, how else could they get it except with Christianity? If you stop to think about it, if we're teaching transformation of mind, which is all we ever really taught. Getting the Course in here was really something, wasn't it? You talk about a miracle. That Course is coming intact into a conveyance, a receptacle that could could scribe it without judgment, okay, as it was. That's an incredible accomplishment. You notice that, and of course that's what we needed, we needed a scribe. We needed somebody that was going to enter into perceptual interpretation. As soon as Helen enters into interpretations, it falls off. Like her prayers and that are not Course, obviously. You can tell the difference very decidedly. But imagine being able to actually continue and bring that down into this reality. It's an astonishing thing. There, at least then you had the presentation of it. So you use that. See, it started to slip sideways. The Course, I don't know how you could slip the Course sideways perceptually, but you did it. And it's beginning to go like this. That's what I'm for, to get you back into what it says. That's why I got the assignment. I'm not connected to the Course in Miracles in the sense of, this is an assignment for me. Can you hear this? I have a whole mind, and the Course is beautiful. It's the vernacular of your cellular memories. Greater things will you do than I have done, simply because you're going to do all the things that are in your whole mind in regard to this, aren't you? I'm a mercenary. I'm here with the total truth to let you see that through this reflection. Can you hear me? I was gutted out on my last death. I'm not from here. I remember here. Neither are you. See, that's what you're coming to know through this Course in Miracles. The guy that was supposed to be the Savior missed it. You know that happens sometimes. You never know up to the end whether the guy's going to make it or not. Your designated one fell off the truth wagon. Did you know that? You had a variety coming up. So you guys are maturating very rapidly now. And you had a consciousness that had evolved to a point, but when you can't get a total light insinuation, this is the other measure. They just grabbed me and threw me into it. But I know perfectly. If it hadn't been me, you wouldn't be here now. See, I'm an understudy. Did you know that? But it's a good thing for you that's true, because now we're in. We're okay. We're going to be all right. The steps that have been taken today are extraordinary. That little click that you heard about 10 o'clock this morning was a whole shift in consciousness. Everything that is in this room now is different, completely different than it was. It's just, you can sense it if you want to, but you can sense that it's different. It's later in time. Let's see if you can hear that. Even though it's later in time, it would appear to be in the same association, wouldn't it? Okay, why? The same things are happening, but they're at a higher integrated frequency of consciousness response. Okay, and you're actually sharing it up in here rather than down in here. Now that sorting out process will continue. Those of you who are going to slip a little bit back into time will come back down in, and then that may evolve, and tomorrow you'll undergo a dramatic experience and you'll be back up into it. The reason it appears chaotic is that when you're this early in what you call the history of time, coming from what? Total chaos, coming from a black hole, coming from compacted thought, back to reality, there's no real stability. There's no way we can hold on to light consciousness and balance it. It's too chaotic. So all of you individually are coming from different places in the space-time fabric to enter into this fabric. Some of you are ahead in one regard, like you're very much in one. Some of you are a little behind in one regard. In what? What Jesus calls the great rays. Okay, this energy you're experiencing are just what? The 12 rays, aren't they? The emanations that became light when in fractured consciousness. Okay? The 12 notes on the chromatic scale. 12 tribes of Israel, and on and on. So when you meet a consciousness at this depth, you may match very well with him in some of the centers, but in other centers, you're way off. So you love to hate and hate to love, and you think you love him, but you keep trying to establish these relationships. Now, if you'll use this energy, this bright energy, this is later on for all of you in time. So you can organize around this if you won't judge it. And don't judge the brother that you're with, then you'll come into this new light. That's what's happening to you. Oh, I gotta take off my socks. No wonder I'm having a problem. Oh. We have a great Christian tradition of barefootedness. Did you know that? We do feet, okay? We have a Jesus tradition of doing feet that's real strong in us, too. Not necessarily body manipulation, but we do feet. The only part of you could ever be corrupt would be what touches the earth. At the Last Supper, Jesus is doing feet. And Peter says, well, let's do the whole body. He says, Jesus, just do the feet. Just take care of the lower energy. Let the part of you that's connected to the earth is what needs to be recovered. That ceremony's kind of gone away at Easter, isn't it? Remember the old ceremonies Christians used to do each other's feet? I see some Episcopal people didn't like the idea. It wasn't sanitary to do each other's feet, so they decided to wash each other's hands instead. I thought that was sort of Pontius Pilate-y, you know. There was a story about it in the paper, well, it's not hygienic to do the feet. Let's get together and wash each other's hands. I went, yeah. Typical. That's just typical. They're going to wash their hands of the whole situation. Yes. So here you are in this new light arrangement. You're looking very lovely. What do you do now? Nothing. Nothing. The miracle works just by step back from it. You have the energy now. If you want to make application of it, you don't have to go charging out to prove that you have this. There's no necessity to prove you. There's no alternative to what's happening to you. This is simply a maturation of your mind. Let it happen. Will you be confronted by these other consciousnesses on the surface? Just keep backing away from them. Hello. Hello. Will that be a little chaotic? Perhaps, but what do you care? What do you care? You've got a little piece of something here, and you're not going to let that go. Jesus, in the Course, there's a lot of the Course where he says, once you see this, you won't persist in being human. You may not be able to express it. You may find counsel in your own closet. I would admonish you to ponder this in your heart. You go and get alone, and you'll begin to feel this energy, and you'll start to breathe, and the next thing you know, you'll begin to have spontaneous reactions to this new flow of you. You don't have to get into a big group to demonstrate that. In fact, the less that you attempt to demonstrate in mutual association, the more rapidly this maturation will occur, because this is an individual process.